Okay, I'm going to start the meeting. I'm going to bring the meeting to order here. Can I get a motion to approve January's minutes? Indicate by raising your hand. Okay, Tracy, can I get a second?
I'll second. This is Jenny.
Okay, Jenny, all in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, we're going
Aye.
to move on to 2002-01. It's a housing authority.
This plan has 93% MBE. The prime on this is Denise Wesley. She's both a MBE and WB certified. And I'm gonna turn it over to Brandon.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to present this plan. This is a plan for compliance consultant services for the Housing Authority. The prime is, as Chuck said, DR Wesley Management Consultant, Inc., which is certified both as an MBE and a WBE. She did claim the MBE portion and had a WBE, but that WBE did not have a current certification, so they weren't included in the plan that we sent you all. But this is a 5-year agreement. Luckily for us, Miss Wesley won it again through the proposal. She's done an excellent work for us for the last previous contract, and we're excited to have her back on again. So with that, any questions? I will answer any questions you guys may have on this plan.
Brandon, it was, I discussed these plans with Chuck this week, and he told me that the WBE that they had commissioned for this was in the process of getting certified. Is that correct?
I believe so. It's a partner she works with, the prime works with out of, I think, Florida. That is what I understand. At the time of her submission, they didn't have a current certification.
Okay. Do you all have any questions about this? I think the participation is pretty obvious that it's great. Okay, can I get a motion?
Aaron,
Oh,
Sorry.
sure.
I was just
Go
going
ahead,
to say, I
Sarah.
see a Denise Wesley on, if
Oh.
she wants to
Oh, sure.
chime
She
in
would.
at all.
Oh, yeah. She would be the prime. If you have any questions for Miss Wesley, Dr. Wesley.
Thanks for joining us today, Dr. Wesley.
Thank you very much for having me.
I have no questions. I
Um,
want to ask, is there some sort of, and Chuck, this is probably more a question for you. Is there a way you're making decisions about whether to, is it because we need to relieve the larger percent? And so it just seems like we're always kind of erring on the side of the MBE amount because those goals are higher. And I get the logic there, but we're artificially deflating the WBE amounts too.
Right. Well, that you hit it right on the head, Commissioner. That is my logic, to take the higher percentage. However, I would like to someday in the future be able to say we can, since the prime is both an MBE and WBE, to kind of bust it up a little bit and maybe rid it to bring that WBE number up. But as of right now, we do not split it. So I took the higher percentage. You're correct.
I wonder if there's a way, I mean, could we track it unofficially for now?
It would be nice, but I don't know if I could do it. I'd have to clear that with the people above me.
Okay.
I agree. Just sort of track it on your own, just so
Yeah.
we can have a sense of this moving forward.
Oh yeah, I can track it on my own. I can split it and track it that way. Sure.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I understand the problem here.
Yep.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, Jenny, all in favor indicate by saying, raising your hand, saying aye.
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 All right, motion, did we get enough, guys?
Yes,
Thank you.
Okay, all right, motion approved.
Thank
Thank
you all.
you.
Have a great day.
Yes,
Thank
thanks
you,
so
Dr.
much.
Wesley.
Thanks, Dr. Wesley. We
Dr.
appreciate
Wesley.
you getting on.
Thank you.
Okay. We're on to Adomi project 2102-02.
yes. This is 2102. This is from Domi. This is one of the best plans of the year so far, guys. It has 18% NBE, 6.67% WBE, and they also added a veteran business on here for 4%. This is pretty good. So I'll turn it over to, I think Jeff's on the call if you want questions from Domi. Jeff, can you hear me?
Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself for some reason. I'm here.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I have a question for Jeff. Jeff,
Sure.
first of all, congratulations for your participation and your efforts. We greatly appreciate it. We're trying to keep these virtual meetings within a half hour if we can, hour top. So, but I didn't want this to go by without you telling the commissioners how, what your efforts were and how you were able to reach these goals.
Really, it was on Allegheny City Electric ACE. They're the ones who put the efforts. We just worked with them at the beginning of when it was awarded. And I really have to give it to ACE. I have to give it to the prime contractor. They really did a great job. Yeah, they really did. So
Are
I'm
they
sorry?
on?
Are they on the call?
Chuck, I don't see them on.
No, I send them a link. Don't see them on either. They might have had problems like the rest of us. Oh, she's there.
Yep.
Oh, Donna's there.
Donna,
Yes.
Donna's here.
Okay.
Yes. She's there.
I'm
Hi,
here.
Donna. Thanks for joining the call. And congratulations on your participation. We appreciate it. If you want to just go through what your process is, just really for my own benefit, I'd like to know.
Okay. Well, when I saw what the participation requirement was, I reached out onto the website because we didn't really have a strong MBE per se anymore. And we located, the MBE, who were we? Oh, the Supreme Traffic Control. We actually are using them on another project. So I had reached out to them on that since they're going to be doing the majority of the traffic control being an MBE. Reached out to Floyd, asked him if he would be able to participate, and he was more than happy to jump in on that. As far as the veteran, I also went on to the website to try to find veteran participation, and Keystone Electrical Supply, not aware that there was a veteran participation, but fortunately for our material that's the electrical portion of electrical conduit and everything portion, they were on board very quickly, looking to even get more of our business for any kind of participation we're in need of. And the WBE, who was the WBE? I've been working on so many of these jobs. Oh, Pittsburgh Mobile Concrete. Yes, I also found them through the website to not knowing that they were also a woman-owned business. We use them all the time for different projects, but not realizing that they were a minority participation. Reached out to Lisa, and she was definitely on board, and we were able to meet with the material that our subcontractor, A&N, who were subcontracting for the excavation work and everything just kind of worked right into place.
And when you say the website, do you mean the PAUCP?
Yes, correct. I'm sorry. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
I just wanted that to be clarified.
yes.
All right, well, thank you so much. I think this is great. Does anybody else have any questions regarding this? No, I'm seeing a lot of heads nodding no. Can I get a motion to approve, please?
So moved. This is
Okay.
Monica.
Monica, can I get a second? Tracy?
Second.
We got a second from Tracy. All in favor of approving this plan? Raise your hand, say aye.
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 Okay, wonderful. All right, this motion is approved. Thank you. Thank you for all your efforts.
Sure.
We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you,
Okay,
guys. Thanks,
Thank
Jeff.
you.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Donna.
All right, you're
Thanks,
very
Chuck.
welcome.
Thanks, everybody.
Sure.
Can I
Thanks,
leave?
Jeffrey.
Thank you.
2102-03. Public
Okay,
Works.
this one is from Public Works. It's the Pittsburgh Recycling Bin Project. And we have the Prime on the line to talk about this one. They are a manufacturing, they actually build the bins. So, and they have a 2.85% WBE on the, I think it's for moving the bins. So we have the Prime on the line, so we'll let them take it from here.
Okay, let me interject for 1 second. I just want the commissioners to understand that this is not just a self-performed contract, categorized as self-performed, but they actually manufacture these bins. So I'll let him take it from there, but just keep that in mind, that is really why this participation is low.
Yeah, Aaron, thank you so much for communicating that to the team here. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for having us. My name's Anthony Lizzie, as you can all see. I am the field sales rep for Rarig Pacific, covering Pittsburgh. I also have Jack Weber on the line, since I am a little bit newer to Rarig. And so I'm actually going to pass it off to him to explain a little bit about this outreach and the EORC. So without further ado, Jack, do you mind taking over?
Jack, you might have to unmute yourself.
Jack, you're muted.
He was telling you guys really, really good information there.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having us. Yeah, I now I understand why we went last here. I wish our news was as good as, I really do. I wish our news was as good as the first two companies, and I wish this was as easy. So I'm certainly here to answer any questions, but as Aaron had said, Rarig Pacific Company, if I could just give a little brief introduction as to what we do, because it is kind of important. So we're actually the industry's leading manufacturer and supplier of these containers to the solid waste and recycling industry. We sell a lot of these products to municipalities and counties and across the country. We sell them to the private sector as well. We're a direct manufacturer, and as such, we've been through a lot of this MBE, WBE exercise throughout the years, and it's something that we believe in as a company, and it's something that we participate in every chance we get. I, for example, we have the City of Los Angeles account where they purchase $13 million of containers a year. It's a $192 million contract. They also had very strict, not very strict, but very large MBE, WBE requirements. And we didn't meet those requirements either. And it's not that we don't want to meet them. It's just that we are very limited to what we can subcontract out. And I'll stop there. I'll take a breath because I'm from New Jersey and I can get very long-winded. And so does anybody have any questions there before I do a little more explaining?
This probably isn't for you more than it is for Anthony. Is there is there a way to carve this out as collection of the containers or I mean, we understand that if the manufacturer, that's what the sale is and that's what the contract is to actually manufacture and sell to the city the containers, but is there a way to carve it out with how they're being picked up, or am I articulating this well? I don't know.
Can I jump in, Aaron? I
Sure.
think, like,
Thanks.
is there
Pick it up.
is there an MBE or WBE company that could perhaps distribute, the containers once they get here, something like that? Where are they being dropped off? Is there some trucking company that can be hired to get them from that location, and then another that could perhaps distribute them to the different parts of the city where they're going to be dropped off? Is there a M or WBE owned firm that can possibly do the distribution, manage that, or man that in a particular community? Just trying to think of ways that we can get some involvement locally after they've been manufactured.
And that could be a
100%.
separate contract, Anthony. I mean, that could be categorized as a separate contract, but that's fine. Thanks for articulating it. That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah. Thanks, Commissioner. Thanks for bringing that up. That's actually a really great point. So if, I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Aaron, is that you that's handling this this document that's on the screen here?
I'm not. If Sana is.
Okay.
I
Well,
am,
not-
yes. Do you want me to move this down?
If you can actually just go back up to the top where it shows our percentage, because this is all of our outreach, by the way, but we've actually outsourced all of our freight, to answer your question.
Okay.
And so that's where you'll see, there's really only two places that we are able to look to MBE or WBE, and that's our labels that we use for our containers, and it's our shipping, trucking. And so we've covered that in our shipping, right? In this particular instance, you're not using labels on these bins. And so we just couldn't look to obviously use those, right? And another place, actually that's coming off the top of my head too, is wheels, right? So typically we sell a lot of rollout carts, right? And those rollout carts come with wheels. The company that we buy from is a minority owned business, but we're getting 32-gallon round bins here. There's no wheels on those, right? So, and then to answer your question about the distribution, so distribution there's a lot of technology that's involved in our distribution, and that
Leave it
we
there.
can't just go out and pick up some people to just distribute these bins. It's not as easy as it sounds, right? There's training that's involved where we have to actually scan these bins and make sure that they're placed at the right location. So it makes it really, really tough to go out and train all these people that could distribute the bins. So Jack, is there anything else that I can add to that, or that you'd like to add?
Yeah, so if I could, so, the opportunities we identified are freight, stickers and labels, and axles. So again, we manufacture these containers, we buy resin, we buy hundreds of millions of pounds from Dow Chemical and Exxon Mobil. So anything from a raw material standpoint, we're limited. There's nobody we can use there. So when we work with municipalities, some of the things we look for are like Tony had mentioned, labels. A lot of communities like to put the stickers on rather than using a hot stamp. They'll put a sticker on the container. So we've identified some MBE, WBE companies for labels and axles. Axles were the wheels on our wheeled carts, but as Tony mentioned, you guys are using the round bins there. So really, again, what we did is we identified the areas that we could use, and then we reached out to these companies. As far as the assembly and distribution goes, we are limited, and so again, we actually perform that service in-house, and there's a reason we do it. We do that way because of insurance, for insurance reasons. so when Rarig uses vendors, we have to get them all, we have to have insurance, we have to carry insurance. So the insurance liability and creditor considerations that we look at. So we actually, for a lot of reasons, just have to perform that in-house,
Mhm.
the assembly and distribution part of it. Again, it's just a limitation.
Okay. Yeah, I believe that from your company's perspective, you have done really all that you can do. Like Tracy had asked and I had asked, it was more on the city side of what the city could have carved out. And I understand the explanation. I don't have any issues with your explanation.
I would like to add, just so you know, I know it doesn't mean a lot to you folks at the city of Pittsburgh, but as an organization, our 12% of our spend is with MBE, WBE companies. So the outreach is there. We have performed it in other cities where we can. It's mainly in freight. I'll tell you, it's mainly in freight.
Yeah.
So the city of Los Angeles, all of our freight, we ship them 10 truckloads a week of carts, and it's all through WBE, MBE companies. But again, as an organization, we work with companies like Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Amazon, Kroger, a lot of these big, Anheuser-Busch. We are working diligently with these companies and working on ways where we can incorporate more MBE, WBE companies. We're just limited. And I know that may not sit well, but aside from turning the ownership over at this point to possibly, we're a privately held company, and Will Rarig's got some kids, and he's got some daughters, and aside from potentially turning it over there, we don't fit as a WBE company. Not fit, but we don't qualify, I should say. Sorry.
I understand.
And last point, we did, so for JRKs, who we did, this is important. So we did reach out and we got JRKs qualified and certified. They were not a low bid. So I think that's important as well. I mean, we obviously want to remain competitive with our customers, and we do find that in subcontracting out, many times the pricing is higher. And so we're very pleased with JRKs. We're happy to have them on board. And so we did actually go through the process to get them certified. It was
Oh,
part of
wow.
our outreach. Yes.
That's great. I like hearing that. All right, commissioners, does anybody else have anything for this team?
Nope, it seems like there was a thoughtful, good faith effort here. I'm happy.
Okay. Do you want to make a motion then, Jenny?
Yeah, I'll move to approve.
Can I get a second?
I'll second, Monica.
Monica? Okay. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Raise your hand.
Aye.
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 All right. Well, the motion is approved and moves forward. Jack, thank you so much. Tony, I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you
Good luck
so
with your
much, guys.
contract.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Tony.
Appreciate it.
Thank
All
you.
right, stay warm.
You as well.
Okay, guys, the next thing on the meeting, we're going to give a pause and we'll give a quick update of the new ITQs that came through.
Are we free to
Hey,
go?
Chuck, I'm going to stop you for 1 second. Anybody that's not with the city of Pittsburgh and pertains to them can jump off the call at this time. We're going to be having our commissioner meeting right after this reviewing these spreadsheets. So thank you all for jumping on.
Yeah. Thank
Thanks
you
so much,
Aaron.
guys. Have a good day.
Yep. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, commissioners.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, guys, you ready?
Okay, yeah, so
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I hope you all are doing all right. I just wanted to give you an update on the ITQ professional services work orders. So we've recently received 5 of them. So if you, I'll just go through each one of them. As you see here, there's the East Street survey and the Roanoke Street survey. This was assigned to the same prime Larson Design Group. And the project cost is 8,800 and 14,800 respectively. They don't have any sub-consultants on either of the 2 projects. Then the third one is the City of Pittsburgh ITS Consultation Services. The prime is WSP USA. And this one doesn't have a sub-consultant either. The project cost is 20,000. The fourth one is DPW 4th Division Supplemental Geotechnical Exploration. This is, it has a project cost of 22,269. It has one sub-consultant, Terra Testing, which is a veteran-owned business, and they will be allocated a little over 6,000 for their services. The fourth project is Shenley Park Clubhouse site work, and this is the prime is Doplonia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. This one is the project cost is a little over 85,000, 85,925. There are no sub-consultants on this, so we have checked with. We are checking with Dan and the senior project manager on this. I mean, this 85,000 is a considerable amount, and there's no sub on this.
Yeah.
So we will get back to you on this one. And
Yeah, please do, because anything over 50,000, and especially since it's construction, there's no excuse.
Yes. And then the last one is Lincoln Place Combined Fire EMS Station Design. This is, the prime is AE7, and it has 7 sub-consultants, out of which one is an MBE, one a WBE, and one is veteran-owned business. And the total, they amount to the 24%. The project cost here is 480,000. And this is the allocation across the MWBEs and the veterans-owned businesses.
Okay, well, that one, it looks like they at least made an effort. They're very close to the goal, and it still should come before us before the project starts itself. But that other one with Dapolonia, I'm concerned about. So
yes, yeah, we will. I will follow up on that, and then we'll keep you updated on that one.
Okay, great.
Okay, that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Posna. Chuck, do you have anything else?
Yes, I have just a little bit of information, guys. Next month's meeting, which is going to come fast because March 18th is the next meeting. It's going to be I think a lengthy meeting, okay? Because I have at least 4 plans in the hopper right now, and I have at least 2 more coming from housing. Also, which I think is going to be a real plus to us, the Lower Hill project is coming to the commission to present next week.
Next month.
Which is huge. A lot of money. So I talked to from Marty Housing. Thank you, Tracy, for sending me our way. He's going to come next week to present the Lower Hill plan. There's a post-construction plan, a construction plan, and a pre-construction, a construction, and a post-construction. He already has his primes lined up. J.D. Dick is the prime, and he also has his subs lined up. So he's going to be speaking to us next week. I'm going to put him at the end of the agenda. So we're going to have
keep saying next week. It's not next week, it's next month.
How about next meeting? I'm sorry. Next meeting. The next meeting, which is going to come fast. Next meeting. So he'll be on the agenda next meeting. We're going to put him at the end of the agenda. So we'll at least have at least 4 plans, maybe up to 8, plus the lower hill. So I just wanted to let you guys know that ahead of time, so maybe you can get your schedules accordingly. So we probably will go at least an hour next week. I know we like to keep it to a half an hour, 45 minutes, but I also want you to keep in mind that March, April, and May are our biggest months as far as getting planned. That's
Challenge
because
accepted.
of- Huh?
Challenge
What'd
accepted.
you say? Okay. All right. Okay. Good. So just keep in mind, March, April, and May are our big months because the construction season kicks off in a couple weeks or so. So that's all we have. Is there anything you guys need from me?
Go ahead, Sarah.
We had talked last time about the concern that a lot of these subs or many subs are not Pittsburgh based. And was it Josh who was going to come back to us with some information on that?
Good question. I'm glad you mentioned that, Sarah. What I'm going to start doing is, you know how the synopsis, and we only list the subs. I'm going to start putting in that box, not only the subs, but where they're from and what they're going to do on the project.
Great.
It's in the whole body of the work, but you guys got to dig into it to see it. So I'll list it out, where they're from, what they're going to do, okay? And with the stuff, I'm also going to start sending the primes. I talked to Jen Olsinger about this. All the CAD, all the PA, all the Pennsylvania companies, and I'm gonna focus on Pittsburgh, that could do work on those contracts. I'm going to send her those certified businesses to put as an addendum to the project. So
Great.
those primes
Yeah.
can use that to work.
I'd even be happy with Allegheny County. And I did want to point out that the first Dr. Wesley, I hadn't done this research prior to the meeting, but I just, she's not Pittsburgh based. So, I think it'll be helpful if you highlight those. I still hope that we can get a more sort of systematic approach to this, like modifying the original bill or something that, puts a requirement on, not just a request, but a requirement on primes to source local first. It just seems, again, so out of the spirit of the ERC effort to be hiring folks from other states.
Well, we do
here,
have Josh.
let me say something, Chuck. Let me say
Okay.
something to that. I feel like if the city knows that this is something that they're going to get asked about from the commissioners, if their participants are not local based, we're going to be asking the city, we're going to be asking them, what local companies were they hire? Why were they not selected? Once they understand that that's going to get asked of them in this meeting, I feel like they will put more of I feel like right now they're just like, well, I'm hitting my goal. I got this participation, you know what I mean? But but if we shift this to where it's actually going to come up, that doesn't necessarily mean that it won't pass, but they're going to have to give us an explanation of why that local company was not selected over this company that you did select. Was there a huge difference in costs? You know what I mean? Like, was the bid that lopsided? Once we start asking them questions, they will it'll have its own trajectory, I feel. But it's up to us to hold their feet to the fire and make them uncomfortable and get them moving in that direction. So that's our mission.
It's a great first step for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I wanted to say we have Josh. I think Josh is still on the line. Josh and I are going to work with Matt to update our 177A to put some other language in it that will help us with this also.
That would be even better.
Right.
I think all approaches. Thank you.
Does anybody
Thank
else
you.
have anything? Chuck, do you have anything else to bring up other than next month being a busy one?
So
No?
it's Tracy's hand.
Tracy?
Yeah, I do. So I just for transparency, The Lower Hill is part of the project that I'm working on. So in my role at the Pittsburgh Penguins, I'm heavily involved in the Lower Hill redevelopment through our relationship with our real estate arm. So PAR, which is Penguins Arena Redevelopment. So I will most likely recuse myself. I feel that that is appropriate for me to do. And I wanted to bring that up on this call prior to next month. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention.
Okay, we
Thank you,
appreciate
Tracy.
that, Tracy. Thank you.
And yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, can we adjourn? Is everybody good? All
Yeah.
right.
I have a
I'm good.
question. I have a question.
Okay,
Are
Karen.
we aware that Earl has taken another job in Indianapolis? Did you already mention that?
I did not
No.
yet.
Oh, I
Thanks,
didn't know that.
Karen.
You didn't inform me.
Yeah, so I just became aware of that
Aw.
yesterday. So I don't know when he's leaving, but
So
he
Commis-
accepted a new role back in Indianapolis. So that's going to be a commissioner's seat to be filled. So Chuck,
Yeah.
you might want to investigate that or,
Yes. Thank you, Commissioner. Now tell me this, guys. I think I reached out to you guys maybe a month ago for a list of anybody that you knew might be interested, and so I can pass it up to the mayor. If you have anybody who's interested in being on the commission, please let me know. Of course, they have to be city residents. That's the main requirement. And I'll send it up to the mayor's office, to Dan Gilman, to see what they think, okay?
Okay.
But we had also talked last time about trying to utilize that list of folks who went through the training and expressed interest, even if they didn't identify this particular commission, that maybe there's some that didn't make it on their commissions that they chose that would be interested if they learned a little bit more. I'd hate to not really use that process, which was so well publicized, to pull from this for this commission.
Well, Commissioner, I'm not sure if they're doing if they're doing virtual meetings of the city. What did they call that? There was a name for that. Oh goodness.
I
There was
don't
a-
know the
the-
details. I just know it's a really great initiative to try to get more people on commissions from diverse parts of the community that don't, weren't
Right.
being tapped. And so I'd hate to bypass that.
Right. What was that called?
Yeah,
It-
you're
it's
talking
where
about
they
the
can-
ethics.
No, it's not
Tracy,
the
No, it was
ethics
the
committee.
boards and commissions training,
Yeah.
right?
It was
Or
just,
is that what you're
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
I don't remember what it was called,
Yeah.
but I think it was just like a
Yeah.
1-day thing, and then they
Right.
generated a list.
right.
And I don't know if they did that this year because of the virtual aspect of it. They were meeting in person in 2020 and 19. What is the name of it? Oh, I can't think of it.
Okay, we'll look into that,
It's-
Chuck, okay?
It's a pro. I know what it's a program where city residents come learn about government. There's a whole
Mhm.
class about it,
No,
and I
no,
don't
no,
know
no.
the name of it right
No,
offhand.
it's
But they
different. It was specifically for boards and commissions.
no. Well, the commission, the commissioners that you guys that I deal with, none of them came from those classes. As far as
I'll
I
see if I
know,
can find it and get it to you. I think Jenny
Yeah.
knows what I'm talking about too.
yeah. So
I believe there was an article on it from maybe, I don't subscribe to the Post Gazette anymore, so they're not letting me see, but I think it's an article from February. Never mind. I apologize. I'll try and send it to you.
I actually tuned into that, so I know exactly what you're saying, Sarah. It was all about the different commissions that individuals could
Right.
investigate and then
The
see if
boards.
they can find their way onto commissions.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
So they
Right.
have. a
I actually
list
sat in
from
on
them.
that call.
Yeah, there was an article, Commissioner, you're right. There was an article that stated that the mayor was doing a lot more with commissions as far as the diversity of them, making sure that they were diverse. I remember that article. That I think the big one was the Human Relations Commission that they were talking about in the article, and then ours came up briefly, but it was more of the Human Relations Commission where they were trying to make sure that it was diverse.
It was all commissions. I was in on that Zoom meeting. It was all
Yes.
commissions, like you could go and actually figure out which one you were interested and then learn more about it and then see if you can
Right.
find your way onto an actual commission. So it was
Right.
all, it was open, but you had to be a
It was
city
open.
resident, and many of the
Right.
individuals on the call asked the question about the residency. So that was
Right.
stated very clearly.
It's called
Right.
the
The-
United We Appointments.
Yeah, thank you.
The big thing is residency. The second thing is it's the mayor's pick.
Mhm.
So everybody that wants to be on the commission eventually going to be vetted by Dan Gilman, which is the chief of staff.
Okay. Well, let's
Okay.
utilize that list. If there was any interest, if somebody showed it from that Zoom meeting, if somebody showed interest, maybe have them vetted first. If showed interest for our commission, have them vetted first, and the commissioners that can think of somebody that they think would be a great asset to this commission, just email Chuck. All right,
That'll be
guys.
great.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to rush us off, but I got a ton of crap to do.
Love you because you rush us off, Aaron.
I know, I'm like in the middle of a phone blitz for work. It's just, ugh.
Thanks, Aaron.
Okay.
Thank you, Aaron. Thanks, everyone.
All right, thank
Yes,
you.
and
Meeting
guys-
adjourned.
Everybody.